Much love and welcome back to my channel. I am Woman of the Womb, and today I am going to be walking you through step by step how to have a successful lotus birth. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so that you can be notified when we drop new videos. Before we begin with the step-by-step process, let's take a quick look at the essential items that you're going to need for your lotus birth. The very first thing you'll need is a strainer. The second item you'll need is a bowl. The third item you'll need are a few absorbent pads. The next item you'll need, and perhaps the most important, are your herbs. And this last item is optional, but you may want to get a drawstring bag, which makes it really easy to keep everything contained and carry the baby and the placenta at the same time when you want to move around. The very first thing you'll want to do after the baby is born and you've delivered the placenta is place your placenta here in the colander and then place your colander here inside of the bowl. This allows for any blood or fluid to drain from the placenta before you get ready to dress it with your herbs. While the placenta is here inside of the bowl, you're going to want to flip it over and make sure that there are no lobes or pieces that are missing from the placenta. Because if there are, this could mean that you have some retained placenta still inside of your uterus. And in the event that you do, you'll either want to massage your uterus, or you can bring your baby up to latch, because as you're breastfeeding, this stimulates the production of oxytocin, and oxytocin stimulates contractions, and then those contractions will helpfully expel any pieces of the placenta that are still inside of your uterus. Once you've made sure that there are no pieces that are missing, you're going to want to go ahead and rinse your placenta off. Make sure there are no blood clots, make sure it's nice and clean, and then you can go ahead and let your placenta sit in here for about 30 minutes to an hour, allowing any of the remaining fluids and liquids to drain. Once you're done with that, you'll go ahead, empty any of those fluids out right into the sink, and then you're ready to move on to the next step. The next step, you'll want to go ahead and open up your absorbent pads. I used 2 during our lotus birth. The first pad, you'll go ahead and you'll place down, take the placenta, transfer it out of your bowl and sit it right there onto your absorbent pad. The next thing you'll want to do is grab your bag of herbs. The most important thing that you can use for a lotus birth is either sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. This helps to reduce any sort of infection, it keeps the placenta from smelling bad, and it just helps with the overall process of the lotus birth. Any other herb that you decide to use is totally up to you. In our blend, we use a mix of jasmine flowers, marigolds, calendula, lavender, rosemary, red rose petals, dried lemon peels, and a number of different other herbs that we really enjoyed either the scent of or had a spiritual significance to us. But remember, the most important ingredient is the sea salt or the pink Himalayan salt. Anything else you want to add is totally up to you. You can also add drops of essential oils in there if you so choose. So once your placenta is there on top of your absorbent pad, you'll open up your bag of herbs, and you'll sprinkle these directly on top of your placenta, making sure that it is completely coated and covered on both sides. Once you've got your placenta dressed, you can go ahead and grab it just like this, with the umbilical cord stretching out from this little opening still attached to the baby. You'll take your second absorbent pad and do the exact same thing, just for added protection. And then the last thing you'll want to do is grab your drawstring bag, place that bundle right in there, still with the umbilical cord coming out directly from the top. You can place that right down in there. And then you'll pull your drawstring bag closed. The umbilical cord will stretch easily from outside of the pouch because it still has that little opening there. And then you can carry this around on your shoulder or on your arm or however you need to when you need to move around with the baby. Now, if you don't want to use the drawstring bag, you can skip those steps and you can leave your placenta right in here, dress it with the herbs, and then maneuver just like that. Now, it'll take anywhere from 3 to 10 days for the umbilical cord to dry and detach from the baby. During that time, you'll want to make sure that you add more herbs to your placenta as needed, keeping it completely coated and covered on both sides. If you are using the bowl method, then you'll want to make sure to drain any of the excess fluids out each day. And if you are using the method with the absorbent pads, then you'll want to make sure to change those pads out every couple of days as well. As far as caring for the baby's belly button during that time you're waiting for the umbilical cord to detach, you can place a couple of drops of breast milk directly onto the baby's belly button and then wipe it off with a cotton cloth just to make sure that the belly button continues to heal nicely and to wipe away any excess blood that may accumulate during that time. And that's all that there is to it. Having a Lotus birth is very simple. You just want to make sure that during that time, you're being very mindful to move gently and slowly to make sure that you don't have any accidental pulling. And that's it. If you have any more questions or concerns about the Lotus birth process, then make sure to leave those down in the comments below. And until next time, much love.